Hello and welcome to Product Discovery Unlocked, 6 sessions to improve on-site search and navigation. This is our video series to help you understand one of the easiest ways to help your customers find the products they want to buy, a way which will reduce bounce rates and improve your conversion rates. In this video, we're discussing why product discovery is crucial to e-commerce success. I'm Chloe Thomas, host of the E-commerce Masterplan podcast, and I'm joined by Nilay, the co-founder at Klevu, an all-round product discovery expert. Hello, Nilay.
Hey, Chloe. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to get to chat to you actually, because it's nice to kind of talk about the high-level strategic reasons people should care about these tools and these improvements. So yeah, how are you doing?
Likewise. Yeah. Thank you.
An opportunity to indulge in e-commerce strategy. Perfect. Let's dive straight in then. Why are search and smart category navigation so important for product discovery in 2020?
It's a very good question, and I think let's a little bit step back and think about sort of the retailer that almost everyone talks about, in our days, which is Amazon, of course. Mm-hmm. And there's a term widely used called Amazonification, which is not exactly about Amazon, but it's about the relentless growth, how Amazon has actually accelerated in internet commerce. So, and when we look at the data, it clearly and validates that fact. If you look at the top 500 online retailers, their typical on average conversion rate is about 3.32%.
Right.
Across the spectrum, we're talking about between 1 and 4% sort of, site conversion rates.
So therefore conversion rate is crucial if you want to become a top retailer.
Yeah, I mean, we want to go back to then search and discovery question that you asked. But if you look at the kind of the higher level picture, then at the end of the day, the retailer would kind of really care how much I'm converting, right? What business I'm getting. Now, compared to this, Amazon is commanding 13% site conversion rate, excluding Prime members.
Wow.
Right? And up to 75% of conversion rate with Prime members.
So we've all got a very long way to go then.
Yeah. Now, that's why I say it's a spectrum. You have a 3% on average industry online retail site conversion rate, and you have Amazon, let's take excluding Prime rate, which is still 13%. So what has gone different, right? And I think that the key factor there is initially when Amazon started, I think that there were quite many factors that were differentiating, the growth and the conversion rate from them versus others, including, for example, shipping. Last mile delivery was something they cracked very well. But now with the other solutions and logistics kind of improving day by day, as we see that in the UK, for example, you order something from a shop, next day you can get it even if it is not Amazon, fulfilled by Amazon. Payments also resolved by some of the fantastic startups in the industry, and seamless payment is no longer the biggest pain for the retailer. So these kind of things have been resolved. But discovery is one of the aspects, and that includes, of course, search, has been overlooked consistently by most of the retail ecosystem as well as industry in general. This is where, if there's one thing that clearly differentiates Amazon versus rest of the retailers is actually discovery. And that absolutely, at least in my hypothesis, it absolutely impacts the site conversion. And why we exist is actually the reason for that we don't want retailers to actually become necessarily just Amazon or copy Amazon, but rather how can they actually get to this growth cycle? And also for any retailer, I've been consistently saying this, that selling on Amazon, one of the biggest fears most retailers have is to kind of diminishing their identity online. Right? So you take 100 retailers, ask any of them, and they would prefer to sell to the same shopper from their own shop and identity than selling via Amazon, where they are kind of lost in the jungle of, so many other products and so on. And they have to nowadays they have to even advertise within Amazon to actually get their product kind of listed. It's a massive, effort for the retailers as well. And I'm not here to bash Amazon at all. It's a fantastic company. There is so much to learn, and I think what they have done is phenomenal. So, hats off, and it's amazing work. And companies like Klevu and others in the technology industry, this is the huge advantage we have now, that you can actually democratize the discovery or any other, factor for that matter, but you can democratize the play, with very fast growth technology innovation in the industry. And I think that in that sense, if search and discovery are fixed, then it's well-known fact that those who actually come to the site, right? When we look at now, let's go back to our 3% conversion rate. It means 97 visitors are leaving your site, right? They are not actually taking an action that results into purchase. And if we fix that, whatever level we can fix that, and if we can improve this conversion rate from 3% to 4%, 5%, that's a massive improvement to the bottom line of the retailers. Their growth, and the happier customers repeat more, so there's a repeat customer business you can get, and your marketing ROI is much better. It's going to improve as well. And in all our case studies, it's kind of loud and clear that when the discovery is optimized and fixed, we are seeing 4x conversion in our for the users who are doing the search on the site. We are seeing really peak actual conversion on the business as well, up to 15% in some cases. And the sessions are increasing when people know that, yes, I can do the discovery on this site in a better way, they are more likely to do discovery as well. So overall, it's a chain. And when you kind of start fixing the specific things, you kind of see the net effect all the way to your site conversion and increase in revenue as well. So that's why I feel that these two are sort of discovery as a whole, but search and navigation are so important for the retailers.
So it's kind of like Amazon's showing us just what's possible. And then what we're able to do is to then see, right, what they're doing that makes them so successful is X, Y, and Z. And the big piece which most retailers have yet to solve is the product discovery piece. And it's companies like Klevu who are democratizing that and enabling the retailer to go, actually, I can now take a leap forward in my own conversion. I'm not copying Amazon, but I'm going, Amazon have nailed product discovery. I need to nail product discovery. And I need to find software that will enable me to do that, because you can't do it with human interaction, can you? It requires some pretty clever tech to make the big improvements.
Yes, and I think, but any tech, has to be productized to the point that you can, as a retailer, and this is not for Klevu, but in general, you need to be able to demonstrate that there is a clear impact on the business. Your tech that you are providing is relevant only if it can actually solve the problem. Yeah. Otherwise it's a great invention, but not an innovation until it's a commercial kind of impact of your invention. So yes, but you are so very right. But we always say that don't copy Amazon to become kind of fast growing retailer. Because every retailer is different in a way. Right? I think as a retailer, there are so many factors that are so very different from a mid-enterprise retailer, let's say from the UK or US versus Amazon. So what Amazon has done suits its needs and its aspirations and its own strategy, right? If you just copy certain discovery, and I'm going to only focus here as a scope in discovery because I'm not other parts, but in terms of discovery, let's take an example of search. And if you think that, okay, I will also do the same type of search as Amazon, right? But Amazon has over 3 billion products in the catalog. Mm-hmm. And you have 10,000 or 100,000 products in the catalog, right? Amazon is a multi-domain, multi-category, multi-vertical platform, is a marketplace. You are selling, bathroom accessories, or you are selling electronics, or you're selling apparels. You are most likely single domain, single category store. right?
Yeah.
You're a furniture store or selling, door handles or, whatever. But the point is that your discovery experience for your shoppers to get them delight should be on your strategy path and not just following, what Amazon is doing for their search.
What you're saying makes me think of, when you're searching on Amazon, you get those suggestions, and they're all text suggestions that come down, a bit like you do when you're searching on Google. And if you were a fashion retailer, that's of no use to you whatsoever because your customers are shopping visually. So they need to be seeing visual clues to help them find products alongside the text, but they also need the visual, which if you're just going to copy Amazon, you're not going to get that because you're just going to go red dress and that's about it. Whereas there's so much more you could put there because the data's there on your website if you know how to help the customer enjoy that product discovery experience more.
Yeah, absolutely right. And it goes across all the parts of discovery within the store or the shopping experience. And you are so right in terms of search as well, that you need to present your search. I think that's one aspect, even with the smart and artificial intelligence technologies like Klevu. One aspect that we always emphasize is that how actually you are providing the shopping experience over the search, because that is so crucial. Right? Visual is one aspect of that as well. But for example, we have one skincare customer, and for them, not only showing the visual products was actually so relevant, but actually showing the content around that was more important, because if you can show relevant articles related to, let's say, facial something or there's a specific type of skin tone and there's an article by a beautician or someone, actually bringing that was actually engaging their customer better, right? So it understanding your shoppers and what would bring the delight for them in the discovery is something extremely important. And that's one of the reasons, like when we look at let's say, I'm not here to kind of just talk about Klevu, but in general, a good implementation of what we have seen across our customers' portfolio, they vary at a great deal when you actually search on their sites. It depends on, it's kind of curated to the shopper's delight. So that's what I would add to your point here.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, I don't think any of us would have predicted. I mean, we know if you're selling skincare that solves certain problems and all the rest of it, you'd want some content on the website. But I don't think any of us would initially think when someone's searching for toner, we should flag up an article about 5 reasons you should use toner, or because that would completely suggest you're taking them out of the customer journey. So I guess it's quite important to have a product discovery service which learns and which you're able to test things with. Not just copy and paste it from somewhere else.
Absolutely, yeah, and something that when I sit in customer demo or talk with our customers, that's always the kind of sometimes we get too stuck on specific features or something, but rather we should look into kind of what is our aspiration as a retailer, and ultimately what would bring delight to my shoppers. Mm-hmm. And then if you backtrack, I think that's your strategy in a way.
It has to start with the customer, doesn't it? It has to start with how do we give them the best possible experience?
Correct, yeah. One thing that I kind of, the one other term that I have seen in this area of discovery kind of, use is personalization. Mm-hmm. And of course, personalize everything you can. That's my message for the retailer. But be careful not to create any intrusion in the shopping experience. Of course, thanks to the GDPR and now in California, the CCPA compliance that has come up, I'm very glad that they have come up, because that brings that accountability for the tech players like us to ensure that we, respect and are accountable to the data privacy for shoppers. But providing still personalization to address that delight should be our kind of, should be expected from us, and that's where we should be kind of, heading towards. But again, if you look at how Amazon personalizes the pages and the results, it's phenomenal. But again, if you just copy how that's a 5 types of banner Amazon is showing to you, if you try to bring those same banners, it's a strategy for failure.
Yes, exactly, because sometimes you need bestsellers, sometimes you need what that person's previously bought, sometimes it's complementary, sometimes it's, it can even vary on one site from category to category,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
just
exactly.
from website to website.
Yeah. I was talking to one of our customers who is on the luxurious handbag retailer, and for them, their customer base is very varied from Hong Kong to UK and China and in US as well. And they actually noticed a very clear pattern on how some of their Asian shoppers were actually looking for when they came to, and it's a luxury handbag retailer. So for them, new arrivals that were you know published somewhere, worn by or used by a certain celebrity, that those items were more relevant to them. So bringing the new arrival kind of as a key aspect to their across discovery experience, it's not just banner, but across discovery experience, was a lot more rewarding to them, right? Then a fast fashion retailer that I spoke with, and for them having that, what's in the trend, and I want to buy that, that was more relevant. So it's really it's a spectrum, and what's your positioning on that is extremely important. And if you can figure that out, I'm very sure that your numbers would improve in terms of your discovery and the delight that you're bringing to your customers. And that would have the impact on your site conversion. It means your revenue and your growth. So there's no question on that, at least in my mind.
Well, thank you, Nilay. I think I have to say, of course, if we can make the customer experience that much better, then of course that conversion rate is going to go up because we're helping them find the products they want, which is why they came to the website in the first place. So if you who are watching us, if you'd like to find out more about how Klevu can help you improve that user experience, drive those conversions and the revenue through the search bar, then go to klevu.com, that's KLEVU.com, and sign up for a free 14-day trial to see exactly how quickly Klevu can improve your site performance and sales.